Oh, sorry, I couldn't cover because I was I was off with a stomach virus, so I couldn't even come into bloody work. Everyone keeps saying to me, "Oh, why do you keep getting sick all the time? Why do you keep getting sick all the time? Is it this or that or everything? Are you unwell?" Like, no, it's called having a 1 year old. It's called having a 1 year old that goes to nursery, and there are lots of children at nursery that will pick a toy up and put it in their mouth, and then the next child will pick it up and put it in their mouth, and so on until everyone has AIDS. No, it's just basically, I just keep catching shit. Like, she'll bring something home, and she's fine. She's got the coughs and the sniffles for like 2 days. And then me and my wife catch whatever it is, and then we're flattened for 2 fucking weeks. And it turns out it's a really, really fucking common thing. It's not fun, but it's really common. I didn't put myself this time, though. Nice. But anyway, Chappelle and The Rock appear together. Chappelle and The Rock, Chris Rock, appear together at a comedy event and speak about being assaulted because, as you all know, there was some maniac that charged the stage at Dave Chappelle, and I don't think he tried to stab him. He did have it was like a gun that turned into a knife, like on him, but I don't think he tried to. But then he ended up getting stomped backstage. You just saw all these silhouettes against the red light, just beating the absolute shit out of this person. You know, it was one of the most violent iPhone adverts I've ever seen. But even Chappelle went in to get a few hits in at the back. Now, the thing was, I did this whole, you've seen the picture of the guy. The guy's like handcuffed to a stretcher, and this arm's like out the socket. Like the guy's absolutely fucked up. And I was going, as a bouncer, I know how that can happen. Yeah, I did this whole thread on Twitter, going, maybe it was an under the shoulder hold, and like the person fell, and all of the bouncers like weight went on their shoulder, and that's what popped it out the socket. And I'm sitting there going, look at the big brain, look at the big brain on Dank. No, it's because they fucking stomped the shit out of him. I just didn't know that part yet. I'd only saw the footage of the tackle. I didn't see anything after that. Dave Chappelle was joined on stage by Chris Rock at the Comedy Store, and the pair reportedly joked about their experiences. Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock have appeared together at a Los Angeles comedy club, talking about being assaulted on stage. The pair appeared at the Comedy Store in West Hollywood on Thursday, just 2 days after Chappelle, 48, was tackled during his show at the Hollywood Bowl, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Chappelle's appearance at the event was a last-minute addition, the news website said, with fans having paid £160 to £130. Pardon me. It's late at night here. I'm just rounding these off before I fucking go home. Because I've been off sick. Oh, I am so behind this month. And this is meant to be a 5 video month as well. We're currently on the 9th. How many videos have I uploaded? None. I am stressed. Also in the crowd were Kim Kardashian, Sean Diddy Combs, rapper Yassine Bey, and comedian Jeff Ross. And then in fact, there you go. There's a clip right there, actually, of
Make some noise for hip hop history.
That's great. Yeah, you can't see that at all, but cool. 10 minutes into Chappelle's performance, Chris Rock, who was slapped by actor Will Smith on stage at the Oscars, joined him. Now, those people, I'm sorry, but £130 to see Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock and all that on stage, you got your money's worth. I can remember one time in Edinburgh, me and my wife just decided to go to the stand, just on a whim. Well, let's go into the stand, and it was like a fiver entry, and all the comedians that were on were great. I'd never heard of any of them because they were all like new starts and everything, but they all did really, really great. And then the women came out and went, "We've got a little bit of a surprise. He has to come on now. He was going to headline, but he has to go home early. But no recording, no phones, no pictures, blah blah blah." And then she went, Dylan Moran, and we were all like, "What the fuck?" Fucking Dylan Moran literally walked up on stage with like Tesco bags, did all of his stuff. He was obviously like testing material. That's what he was doing. He was experimenting with it and testing it. Then as soon as he was finished, he just grabbed his Tesco bags, walked off the stage and straight out of the front door so that he could go home. And that was funny as hell, man. I mean, a fiver to see Dylan Moran. Ah, hell yeah. I felt very bad for the guy that was on after him though, because he was like, he wasn't major, but he was like big, so that's why he was like headlining, but he wasn't, not nowhere near close to Dylan Moran big. But the guy got good material out of it. He went cool. So anyway, I'm following Dylan Moran. Thanks, thank you, Stan. Which was funny. He did good though. According to the Hollywood Reporter, Chappelle told his audience that he had been calmed down at the sight of fellow comedian and actor Jamie Foxx wearing a sheriff's hat and had been embraced by his son after the alleged attack. He added, "A lot of people love me, it turns out." It was at that point that Rock joined him on stage, and Chappelle told him, "At least you got smacked by someone of repute." I got smacked by a homeless guy with leaves in his hair. Rock reportedly laughed and referred to Smith as soft. Isaiah Lee appeared in court on Friday in relation to the incident with Chappelle, and he pleaded not guilty to 4 misdemeanor charges: battery, possessing a deadly weapon with intent to assault, unlawfully crossing from a spectator area onto a stage at a theatrical event. That's a specific law, and interfering with or delaying such an event with unlawful conduct. Chappelle told his audience on Thursday that he had been able to enter the room where Lee was being held by security at the venue, adding, "I needed to talk to him." He had asked Lee about his motives, and Lee told a story about his grandmother in Brooklyn, who had been forced out of her home due to gentrification, saying the attack on Chappelle was intended to draw attention to her plight. Chappelle said Lee appeared to be mentally ill. Yeah, I was going to say, like, that's basically, if you have any sort of type of thing that you're advocating for, like activism, all that type of stuff, it could be down to government legislation or just because you want to help out a family member, don't do something that will make people hate you, right? Don't do something that will make people hate you. Free speech activism, we could go out in the street and we could be lying in the fucking road, and we could be fucking blocking the doorways to fucking train stations and doing all that stuff. Do you want to know why we don't do it? Because the average everyday person, the normies, will go, fuck these people for fucking my day up. Fuck them. Will they stand for free speech? Free speech? Fuck free speech. Fuck free speech and fuck these people, right? That's why you don't do that. That's why you don't do that stuff. Anything that will make people hate your movement, don't do that. Don't do it. Lee, who remains in custody, was ordered to stay at least 100 yards, 91 metres from Chappelle, as part of a protective order. Rock was slapped on stage at the Academy Awards in March by Will Smith. The comedian had made a joke about Smith's wife's hair, not realising her hair loss was the result of alopecia. Smith then went on to win the Oscar for Best Actor. Not the Oscar for Best Slap, though. Nah, definitely not. I've already spoke about the Will Smith thing, so I'm not going to go into it again. However, this person, charging the stage, everyone was there's lots of theories that were going around going on. Maybe it was a trans activist or something like that. It seems not to be. It just seems someone who is a little bit, decided to jump on stage and do something like that. However, big failure of security, massive failure in security. But I'm just very happy that Chappelle was fine. Chappelle just got knocked in his arse, so he's all right. The person who did it, though, not so fine. I don't know if you've seen the picture, but they got royally fucked up. They got royally fucked up. However, as for being attacked on stage, I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. It's never happened to me. It's not happened to me. I've had people walk out and I've had people swearing at me and shit like that. But I see when that happens, that helps me massively. That's free material. But I haven't been attacked on stage. Jim Jeffries got attacked on stage, and I mean, you would think a sort of a pub lad like Jim Jeffries could, not even just throw a punch, but take a punch. But it turns out he can't do either. And a friend of mine as well, Andrew Doyle, he had a pint of beer thrown in his face as well while he was live on stage. But he handled that. He handled that really fucking well. I mean, he handled it well, but you could see in his face he was also like, "You motherfucker." Yeah, I don't think he expected it, but he handled it very well. But one thing to do is don't go on stage and assault a comedian, right? Because no one is ever on that person's side. Look at you'll find, compilation videos online. You'll find so many online of a person going up on stage and harassing the comedian or assaulting them or heckling them, but on the stage and all that. Never, ever, ever in my life have I looked at the comments or seen people's responses to those videos and they've went, the person kind of has a point. No, never, never. Everyone is always on the comedian's side, right? Don't like a comedian's jokes, just leave. Nobody forced you to buy a ticket. However, it's very fortunate that nothing bad happened to Chappelle, because that person, they had a knife. Fortunately, they decided not to use it. However, they got to Chappelle and tackled him to the ground. It only takes a few seconds, so that, I'm just saying, very, very lucky.